Hello, Chef Andre from Paso. Starting a new topic, we are going to talk about sauce. In the traditional cooking, we call the sauce mother sauce. They are the main base of our cooking. The first one is right here called the Bechamel Sauce. Okay, and the Bechamel Sauce is called also a white sauce. That will be the base for making cheese sauce. The second one is called Veloute, which is actually a form of gravy, because here instead of milk we are using a stock, and the stock can be done with either way a chicken, a veal, turkey. Also it can be done with seafood, fish bones. We make a nice seafood stock. Also it can be done with a stock from steamed mussel, steamed clams, also shell like a shrimp shell or lobster or crab shell to make a veloute. The next sauce is a tomato sauce. Traditional, this tomato sauce has many applications. Of course, we use that for pasta, ravioli. Anyway, it can be put into some casserole. The next one is called brown sauce. Brown sauce is the base for those beautiful meat sauce accompanying steak, such as mustard sauce, green peppercorn sauce, and so on. And then the last one is based with eggs. It's called Hollandaise Sauce. This is made by emulsifying yolks and adding some melted butter to make this kind, if you want to say that, a warm mayonnaise, but you know, that's the idea of the Hollandaise. Now, all those sauce, some of those sauce need to be thickened. There are different ways to thicken the sauce. We can use a roux, which is a combination of butter and flour, all-purpose flour, in the same amount. Or it can be also a slurry, which is actually cornstarch and water. And some of the sauce can be thickened with egg yolk. But for today, the first sauce is called the Bechamel Sauce. And before I start, I want to show you how to make a roux. Now, to make a roux right here, I need to make a roux that I have all the time in storage, because I use a roux all the time. The roux is so far a combination of butter. Some people, they may use grease, but I prefer to use butter. It has a better flavor. And the flour is all-purpose flour. Okay, then, this is how we go. We take a pan and we place the butter in there. In the pan, we are going to melt the butter. So far, I don't want the butter to burn, just to melt it in a medium type of heat. Okay, the butter should be going easily. Now there are different type of roux following what you do. Like for instance, I know in Louisiana cooking, they do like the brown roux and the dark roux when they do gumbo. But so far we are dealing today with a white sauce. I want to keep my roux on the very pale color. Okay. The thing is, when the butter starts to melt here, I am going to add in one shot. I'm going to add the flour right here, and I am going to cook the flour very slowly, because the flour has this taste that need to be cooked down to actually smell and taste like nutty. Then we need to cook slowly the roux until it bubble up really good, and reduce the flame. I don't want to burn it because it will go very fast. And this particular roux, when you work in a professional kitchen, you can have like a big batch of roux made in advance. I want to show you the classical way to make a bechamel next. And after that, when we will do the veloute, I will show you another way to thicken the veloute, adding the roux by a different way, okay? This kind of roux right here, when I make it, I will add a little bit of salt just to kind of preserve it, because I may keep that into a container for up to about 10 days. If you put it in the refrigerator, it's better, but sometimes I like to keep it in room temperature because it's easy to use. Okay? Pretty much this is it. Okay? Take a look at the roux. Now you are going to experience something that, as you expose the flour, the starch, I would say, the flour to the temperature, the starch become liquid. And when we will be making the bechamel sauce, you will see that maybe you didn't put enough flour, but this is the nature of the starch, okay? Well, the first sauce is going to be the bechamel sauce, or the white sauce. The white sauce was created by a noble person in 1700. His name was Louis de Bechamel. He was a noble person, and he was part of the court of Louis XIV. He created that sauce because at the time they were using a lot of cream in their sauce. He created a sauce as an alternative. Now, this particular sauce, when I use it, is to replace the cream. He has an economical, better budget, and is a simple sauce, very easy to make, and it's very common. Here in this country, we use that sauce to do the mac and cheese, for instance. That could be part of this. But in France, in the cooking in general, we use for vegetable. Like I remember, we used to have a sliced carrot in the bechamel. We use the bechamel for making gratin, in which we add some eggs and cheese, and also as part of the using for the eggs and also for pasta. Okay. Now the ingredients right here are basically the roux. We have 2 ounces of butter, 2 ounces of flour. I have a 3 cups of milk, which I am going to place right now onto the burner just to warm it up. Okay, okay, that's good right here. And while this is going to warm up, I don't need to boil, but just to warm up. Now, in this pan here, I am going to have the butter. The butter right here, like I showed you in the demonstration for the roux before. I'm going to place that onto the stove. It's going to melt, and then I am going to add the flour. Now, the seasoning here I have is salt, white pepper, and a little nutmeg. Now, the reason I use white pepper, because all the time in the French cooking, we are all the time looking at the final product, how it looks. If I see a white sauce with black speckle in there, it's not really attractive. That's why we use white pepper. And then of course the salt as you need, and a little nutmeg, doesn't have to be too much. Now let's go over here. I have my butter melting here. It's kind of getting really hot. And then I'm going to add the flour like I did before, and I'm going to cook it slowly like this. And you will see that the roux become a kind of liquidy. At this point, some people, they may think that there is not enough flour, they may add some more flour. No, 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 no. You don't do that. You just take the time and see how nice it is. I don't want to burn it, like I said before. Then, the roux is almost ready right here. I like to cook off the flour this way that we don't have this flavor in our mouth, you know. At the beginning of the cooking, there was He was an apprentice, not even apprentice. He was called a marmiton. A marmiton was a young person that was spending the time in front of a huge pot of bechamel and stirring slowly all day long. Because if you do, I don't want to say one day, but if you cook down the bechamel and slowly cook it, it will change to a beautiful, beautiful flavor. You know. Now I am going to add into the. Let's take a look here. I am going to add the milk here slowly with a whisk, progressively, and really we are looking for sauce consistency. And sauce consistency is realized where, see, it starts to thicken right away. It's beautiful. I add the rest of the milk and I bring to the boil. Now, you can tell when the sauce is ready, ready, when it's thickened, is when it boils. When it boils, it tells you what is the level of thickness it is, okay? Then, right here, I switch to the wooden spoon and I can stir the bottom to make sure there is nothing burning down there, okay? Another thing I want to mention, if you are making the sauce in an aluminum pan and you are rubbering, then your sauce is going to become a little grayish, you know. Then you try to avoid the contact too much with the aluminum too long, okay? Then here the sauce here is coming to a thickness. I want to let it boil and see how we are doing. Then while I'm waiting for the boiling, I am going to add some white pepper. Can you see over here? Like a couple pinch. And I will add a little bit of salt. I don't know yet how much salt. But right there, the sauce is boiling, and the proportion, the formula that we have here, the 2 ounces of butter, the 2 ounces of flour, is pretty much. See, then now the test is when you make a line and the line doesn't come back together, that's sauce consistency. Otherwise, if it was too liquid and we come back together, you need to reduce it more, okay? You can I would say adjust the thickness if it's too liquid by boiling down slowly, reducing. That's okay, it's no problem. Anyway, in cooking, at the time you don't burn things, there is always a solution, okay? All right, that is the base for our bechamel sauce. Now the bechamel sauce is done, or the white sauce. We can add, for that proportion, about 4 ounces of cheese. Could be Parmesan cheese. Here I add a selection of cheddar and jack. And here I am making the cheese sauce. I want to make sure that it's dissolved very well. And the application of this particular bechamel would be to do mac and cheese. And I'm going to add a little bit here, just to mix it up and see what's going on. Now remember, the pasta, as you cook, bake in the oven, it will absorb more moisture, okay? Then at this point, I will add a little more seasoning, and that's pretty much the mac and cheese is ready. I will put that in a dish with some cheese on the top and bake it for about 15 minutes until the top becomes a little crispy, and that will be all. Of course, in that particular pasta, you can add a vegetable in there and herbs if you want. and different type of cheese. I mean, so far at this point, it became your recipe and it became your dish. I would like to mention also, with the bechamel or the white sauce, there are some other alternative and variation. For instance, I could add a cream in there and then it becomes a cream sauce. If I add garlic and Parmesan cheese, it's a kind of other way to make an Alfredo sauce. It will be a little thicker. You may have to add a cream also. I can add Dijon mustard. I can add a bunch of herbs in there, such as basil, tarragon, parsley, even cilantro if I want to. If we add some tomato sauce, it could be called sauce aurora. And of course, if I was doing like a lobster bisque, I could add some of the bisque in there, and that becomes like more like a seafood kind of sauce. Then you can tell that there are so many options according to what you want to do. And that pretty much end up the class on the bechamel sauce. Then Chef André again, we are going to talk about how to make a chicken stock. Chicken stock starts with, first of all, a lot of aromatics and ingredients. We are going to start with a vegetable stock. Now, if you can come and see here, I have a mirepoix. As you know, the mirepoix is made of onion, carrot, celery. These are called the aromatics. As aromatics, I can add LEEK and, of course, garlic. Also, if I have the tail of a bunch of parsley, I wash it and I can use that as well. That will be part of the aromatics. Now, the sachet is very important because it has dry herbs in there. It has a little particles. And you know, when I make a white stock, I don't want to have all those little things swimming in the stock where I cannot get them and I need to strain them out. But to avoid this problem, the sachet is a little bag. Sachet means a little bag. I have a combination of bay leaves and Italian herbs in there, different pepper, garlic, so far. Then I will make a little bag like this, okay, which I will put into the stock, into the water, and when it's done, it's easy to remove because I can see it. Some people, they put a long string, they can attach it to even to the angle of the pot. Now, let's go to the stove, and we're starting with hot water. Please come over here. Okay, then what I'm doing here, I am warming up water, and I'm going to add the vegetable in there. The vegetable can be added when still warm. In that way, the vegetable, when the water is a little not so hot, boiling, they will exchange the flavor faster with the water. It means that they will go into the water and make a very flavorful stock. And I should boil that for about, I will say, a good 10 minutes before I can come over here and take the chicken and plunge the chicken in the stock and cook it for 45 to 1 hour following on the size. This is about 4-pound chicken here. I will say that a good 45 minutes should be okay. Then I'm going to add the sachet in there. Maybe I'm going to attach the sachet on the side of the handle right here, or it can be just plunged into the, ouch, it's kind of hot, burning my little fingers. Anyway, then, right now, I just let it boil. The salt will help to release the flavor. Now, let me tell you something about making a stock where we need to have the exchange of the flavor versus keeping the flavor inside. If I was going to make a chicken stock with bones, only with bones, because this is or any kind of other stock, I will start the bones in the cold water. As the water warm up, the ingredients of the bones will start to exchange with the water. Suddenly the water will be flavored. Here, what I am trying to do is to make the stock flavor enough that when I am going to put my chicken, it's like almost like the searing process, where the chicken is going to be seared by the water in a way, and then all the flavor now are going to go inside the chicken. This is really what I want. But at the end, when the whole operation is done, the stock will be a chicken stock also. It has all the ingredients in there to do so. Then, I'm going to let this boil for about 10 minutes, and then I'm going to add the chicken. Then, we have the stock boiling, and I am going to add the chicken in there. Okay? And actually, for the time being, I'm going to cover it a little bit and reduce the temperature, slightly cover. It's very important during the process of poaching the chicken that we skim the top, because there are some impurity coming to the top, such as blood, fat, and that kind of thing. We need to really remove, to have a nice clear stock, we need to remove the grease as it comes out. Then we will be showing, I will be showing you how to do that along the process. Okay? I realized that I am using a leek, and I didn't show you how to prepare the leek. The leek is a vegetable that is very full of dirt. You cannot really see it on the outside. The things to do, if you see some of the leaves, they are kind of pale. See, the dirt is hiding under the leaves here. The best way to do it is to actually remove that part and cut right here on that side, then turn it a quarter of a turn on the other side, and I want to show you where the dirt is located, you see? Then you cannot assume, because it's not dirty on the outside, that the inside is clean. Then I will soak that into the water, and I will immerse it completely and shake it out, make sure that the debris fall in the bottom. Okay, that's really pretty much, and I take a physical look at it, you know, and that's pretty good right here. And what I've done is to slice. It's not important for a stock. It's not really important for a stock how you can eat, because it's going to cook for about 45 minutes to 1 hour, and then it doesn't matter really. Okay, that was for the leek. Okay, now the chicken is almost done, and I've been skimming along the way. Skimming is to plunge the ladle below the surface, okay, horizontally, and pick up all the fat and the impurities. You put them in a bowl over here. Then pretty much the speed of your stock should be very slow right here, like this kind of boiling over here. See how nice it is? Not too long, not too strong, because if it's too strong, it's going to reincorporate the fat into the stock. Then at this point, my chicken is ready. I need to remove it from the stock right here. Okay, this is kind of dangerous because it's very hot. If you don't have a long fork like this, you can take this kind of tool to kind of scoop it and hold it to transfer it to a pot. Now, at this point here, I am going to remove the sachet right here. I'm going to put it into the sink, and I'm going to strain the stock over here into this very fine mesh. Alright, that will be my stock smell really good. All right, very, very nice. Then when I feel comfortable to take the pot and transfer it in one shot without to drip on the table. There we go. This is really nice. Smell really, really good. You don't really have to throw away those vegetables. You can reuse them. Maybe you can make a soup. You use a part of the soup, yeah. Because this is full of flavor. There we go. I tap it like this, slowly, to remove all the juice. That is for the first part. Now with that stock, I am going to be doing the veloute that we talk about. Now that we have strained the stock, the chicken stock, and we have the chicken after the stock, I am going to put about, I would say, 3 cups of stock in there to make the sauce. I could put less, doesn't matter really, it all depends on how much you use for the recipe. Then while I am going to debone the chicken, get it ready, I'm going to warm up the stock. Now, to do the chicken right here, I have a knife and I'm going to cut about where the breast is, the middle of the breast. See, it's cooked perfectly, it falls apart. And this is a really nice chicken. This is a chicken that is has been roaming. It's not the one that is feed into a place where they don't even move. Then, okay, here we go. It's very hot. Then, my presentation will be to have this part here removed, and I want to serve just the chicken breast. I can keep the skin or remove the skin. I prefer to remove the skin, and I will slice the chicken breast, you know. For about one person, this breast is a little too much. I need to put about 3 nice pieces like this here for one portion. Of course, this could be in the bed of rice or so on. Now, I am taking off the legs and removing the bone over here. And to tell you the truth, I don't like the skin. I leave the skin. The skin is better when the chicken is roasted, okay? There we go. Now, when you deal with the chicken, you want to portion the chicken, you separate, oh, this is going fast here. I separate at the joint here, okay? And the breast over here, I remove the bones. You don't have to do that. Some people they like to keep the bones in there. Ouch, it's so much more easier. And I separate the breast over here. Now, technically, when you serve a roasted chicken, or you should have like everyone should have the dark meat over here. This is a dark meat, and this is a white meat. Then everyone should have, if you have the white meat attached with the bones, the bone of the weak bones here, then you put a tie. And if you have the breast, part of the breast, you put the legs with it. This way everybody has a bone. See? Then right here I will put this together. And let's see. Yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to do right here. This one is supposed to have the wing attached to it. this is how we divide for one portion the chicken that you are going to set up. Basically, one chicken is for about 4 people. Okay. All right. Then, now let's go to making let's make the veloute right here. The veloute is boiling. Why don't you come around over here? And now it's boiling. If you remember on the bechamel, we put the roux in the bottom of the pan first, and we put the liquid here. Then here we are going to do reverse. We have the roux ready because I do a lot of different sauces. Sometimes I use the roux, and here at this point I put the roux in the liquid, and I am going to beat it up until the roux dissolves. And then when it comes to a boil, it will tell me exactly how thick it is. And I am looking for that sauce consistency. And by using a spoon, I think it's boiling, it's not thick enough. I'm going to put a little more. Here you have a better control about how you want to go about the sauce. It's a much easier process also. I'm going to let it boil and see what is the consistency. Now I'm going to take a spoon over here and I'm going to go in there. Still need to have maybe a tiny little bit more roux. Or what I can do, I can reduce the sauce, you know. I can really reduce the sauce right here. A little more. Let's take a look at that. And then we are going to see how the consistency here. See, it's kind of nice. I don't want really too much of flour in there. See the bubbles are coming up, popping up slowly. That's a sign of reducing. It's also a sign that the sauce is almost done. Now at that point, I'm going to add, for this particular, we can add the cream. This is a heavy cream, just to change the color, to make a little more on the white side. I'm going to add a little salt and some white pepper. I will stir it really good. Into the boil, because there's a cream in there. I need to reduce it a little more. And I add a little lemon juice. The lemon juice, because we don't use the white wine in this one, give a little acidity. It's all the time a very nice little extra flavor that we are having into the sauce. At that point here, I could add some Dijon mustard. I will take a spoon of Dijon, or I can add some capers in there, or herbs, fine herbs. Fine herbs are tarragon, fresh tarragon, basil, parsley. It could be cilantro and chives mixed together. I could put a little bit of saffron in there if I want to change the color, or definitively saute some mushroom on the side. They put mushroom in there and they become a forestier. Okay. Now come over there closer and see the sauce consistency here. See how nice it is. Oh, look at this. Oh, beautiful. Look at this. It's unctuous, very fluffy, and this is very easy to make. It's not that complicated. And then now, if you go on the table, I am going to show you what we put out on the chicken over here. See how nice it covers the chicken. And then if you have a really nice Spanish rice with it, that's a beautiful dish. And then to finish the dish, we put a little bit of signature of the chef. Here we go. And this is Veloute sauce 101. And here, that would be called chicken blanquette or fricassé. The fricassé, usually the chicken is sauté, but the idea is the same. You need to have a chicken stock also. But here, if I can add some sliced mushroom, cook in the white wine and add that to the sauce, that would be a chicken blanket. Thank you. In continuation of our series on sauce, today, right now, we're doing tomato sauce, and I would like to show you the ingredients that I'm using. First of all, we are going to have olive oil, and which we are going to saute diced onion, chopped onions, and garlic, and eventually we will add some basil leaves. I am using Italian herbs, and the seasoning is salt and black pepper. And here are my tomato. Now, I need to get the tomato ready for the sauce. I need to peel them and to remove the seeds. Okay, to peel them, I'm going to show you the process, okay? I need to remove the part that is holding the leaves, the branch of the tomato, and make a cross on the other side right here. Okay, this is how the tomato looks with a cross. And that is going to be going into hot water to peel them, not to cook them. It's going to be peeled, okay? Then, right now, we're taking the bunch of tomato that I have done previously, and I'm going to plunge them in hot water for about 1 minute or two. If the tomato are very mature and like they are in season and they are very red, it will take about after 30 seconds to really kind of have the peel to stick from the flesh. This is a process that we use because, you know, I don't like to use the skin. The skin is a little tough sometimes with the sauce. It's all depending what kind of sauce you're making. If you're doing a chunky sauce or a very fine sauce. Now I want to show you here what's happening here. See, under the heat, the peeling is starting to come off, see? Then I am going to put that into the cold water right now to stop the cooking, and that would be easy for me to peel them up. Remove all this unwanted peel, okay, right there. There we go, very simple operation. Now I'm going to take this back here on the table, and I am going to remove the peel. See, easy it comes. Should do. And I'll tell you, when they are very mature, they just come out just like that. See how easy it is. Okay. Okay. Then, after finishing to peel them up, I will cut them in half, and I will remove the seeds. It's so easy. Look at this. I have about a dozen tomato here. I think I will be making like about 2.5 cup, almost 3 cup of sauce. Now, in the process of making the sauce, I will show you a chunky sauce that we use for decoration, also for finishing a dish, a chicken dish, or we can do a liquid tomato sauce for pasta, and some other preparation, like maybe rice, or maybe some ravioli or things like that. Okay, see all the peeling gone. Now I will take the tomato. I didn't do this one very well here. And I am going to cut the tomato in half, and then I am going to squeeze the seeds out. See right here, I press from the back. Right here, squeeze the seeds out, because the seeds makes the sauce a little on the bitter side. Okay. All right. Then I will process all the tomato very fast like this. But here in this instance, we are going to chop them up like this and cook them, and then after I will process them into a blender. Okay, then I finished to chop my tomato, and now we are going to go into the cooking process. I am going to take my olive oil here, and I'm going to place it into the pan, and I will take this setup here, and I am going to sweat the onion first. I don't want to burn the olive oil. Then and I'm going to add the garlic. The word sweating is action to have the onions in the oil like this, and not to give them too much color. It's more like expressing the moisture. Since I am using olive oil, I want to keep this very lowest temperature right here, not to burn anything because it will be going fast. Okay, and at this point, I am adding my tomato in the pan, and I'm going to add the seasoning, and I will cook the sauce for about a good half an hour at low temperature. Okay. I am adding my Italian herbs. Black pepper, salt, and I get to stir, and I am going to cover and simmer slowly for about 25 minutes.